Beaten on the length for sure, and the getting hit outside the stump. Braxton has been struggling. He's made 5 of 27. Blackwood has looked far more fluid. 17 of 29. Good boy.
Field done, and he'll get 4 runs for it.
First real fall stroke induced by Buldania. It flew as really hard. And went quite good. Oh goodness, just missed it. Missed his head. He was down. Lanka, he was crouching low. Very nearly hit him flush on the head. I think it was more of a glancing blow, just touched his peak or cap as it went through.
It was good thinking from the left armour. Flighted the ball which hung in the air. Enticed the batsman into driving through extra cover. Oh, nice push. Earned him a single. And that was good thinking from the left armour. Should do it more regularly on a surface like this. Give himself a chance as a bowler to pick a few wickets once again in this series.
Bradford's technique, I like your thoughts on it, because if you really look at him, he doesn't have this, or has this reluctancy to come forward. He prefers to play from the crease, and also tends to go on the back foot. Anything under his eye line, he tends to work it around. But last ball of Ramesh Windies is over. We both saw that he was beaten on the length.
One mistake here, lads. One mistake here, lads. Come on, boy.
Yeah, that's his preference, isn't it? Playing off the back foot. Doing a good job, these two openers. Being busy. Scoring at a good rate too. And on a pitch like this, maintaining 3 and over. Decent start to the innings by these two openers. And if you talk about West Indies' perspective in this test match, they have to eke out for a longer time. 10 overs, 32 without loss for West Indies. Blackwood is the major contributor in this partnership so far. Scored 23 from 32 deliveries. Playing second fiddle Brathwaite.
Sri Lanka made 204 and did collapse like a pack of cards today this morning. Turmoil, 5 for 35, his best ever bowling. Boricon was equally good, 4 for 50. They bowled in tandem, good partnership between the two left armers. 2 short legs and a slip. Bowling that off stump line. The old off spinners trick, extra cover open. Bowling off stump line with a point and mid off and a slip, inviting the drive. He's doing the right thing at the moment. Not looking to hit against the turn, but looking to play with whatever spin or turn that ball might have. Brathwaite. Vijay Tunga, Sri Lanka spin bowling coach, and Dilshan Fonseca, the trainer. Vijay Tunga, the taller of the two, has worked a lot with the spinners. There's one test match behind him as a player, but all his life has been highly respected as a spin bowling coach. That ball's skidded through.
Too full to cut that delivery from Ramesh Mendes. We saw a few batsmen getting caught behind, employing that stroke. So these two batsmen should be wary of the fact. At the moment, they are doing it easy, just playing the ball with the turn. At the moment, he's just easing into the job of spinner, lurking around 90 kilometers per hour. Slow it down a bit. End of the over, 35 without loss.
Lankan spinners haven't still got their act together, if that's the right word, considering the way the West Indians bowled. You would have expected more attack, more aggression, but so far the West Indians have been able to nullify whatever the Sri Lankan spinners have been able to throw at them.
Yeah, at the moment, but seems like it's all arm. No fingers involved as yet. That's why batters been able to work the ball against the turn. We saw only one ball turning a bit after lunch, and that's where Blackwood, who was looking to hit the ball through extra cover, edged it. That created a chance. And Baldini has to remind himself that if as a left arm spinner I have to make an impact on this pitch, I have to turn few to bring that doubt in batsman's mind and then bowl those arm deliveries. At the moment, easy for the West Indian openers. Going out very smartly, these two openers.
Yeah, he hasn't found any turn, that's true. He's found the ball that slides back into the right hander, but nothing that finds the outside edge as yet. A silly point and two men catching at slip and Galle. He's also drifting a little bit onto the pads, that's the other thing. 36 without loss.
Champions! ripped through the top order of the West Indies batting in the first test. 100 for 6 in the first innings, 18 for 6 in the second innings. For being patient now.
Whatever threat was there with the new ball nullified by these two West Indian right-handers, been very solid. Windies to his third over, haven't found the length. Spot on, yet much quicker that time. Like the feel what Karat got as well. Short mid-wicket in a catching position, just next to the bowler, then a silly mid-on, a deep square leg. Just completely in-out feel, playing the patience with Jamie Blackwood.
Well, they know his nature. They saw it in the first test match. Big heave-ho in the second innings to be caught. Brilliant catch by Angelo Matthews at mid-on. Is an attacking player by nature, doesn't open the batting. But I think he's worked hard at his game to discipline himself. He's been criticised heavily. You talked about Charit Asalanka and the way he got off the mark with the reverse sweep.
Much fuller. Just set the feeling. The line wanted to sweep and then realized it was too full. Saying that, Karnataka still thinking whether to take the review or not. Looks like going against it.
5 seconds.
Third. The end of the 13th over. West Indies 37 for no loss. And much fuller by Ramesh Windies. Just had a feeling that Jamie Blackwood wanted to have play a sweep shot. And just in time. Straight and look definitely going down. Decent shout. Madam's in well. And just not the head, not out.
Careful. Motors getting a bit choppier. Wonder how much of that would have been caused by the bigger craft that just went past. There's some really bigger ones way out. Probably looking to get into the Hambantota port further south of here. That's not a good sign. That's behind us. And even if generally the inclement weather comes in off the sea, we've seen already a couple of sprinkles from that direction.
Close call. Speaking with the local knowledge, they did definitely say the guys comes from the sea or from the city, which is exactly where it was. Can't even call it a half chance. A good start by bringing Jai Vikram into the attack from the 4th end.
Thought for a moment about the second. Was making the point about Jermaine Blackwood. Before we get to that, let's look at the last delivery of the previous over. They seem to be heading down leg side, and there's confirmation for you. Nowhere near bat or glove. Jai Vikram, a very impressive start to his test career.
This time, interesting to see where Dimut Karnath has the mid-off field. That's Shamik Karnath substituting for Angelo Matthews. Just in three-quarter way, getting Blackwood interested if he wants to go over the top. In the first test, we saw how aggressive he could be. Just playing with his patience. Building those dot deliveries, exactly what the Sri Lankan should be doing. Build up the dot deliveries. These side of wickets, pitches are meant to be 1 or 2 wickets in no time, as we saw in the first innings of the Sri Lankan. 1 becomes 2, and then again the pressure will take care of itself. It's very important the Sri Lankans to peg away. Just don't let these 2 West Indian openers get away with a free start.
restraining himself well so far. Down this morning, I think all West Indians would have been delighted to see the fight shown by the team. But it really is now about building from that. They've got a good platform, but they saw where Sri Lanka finished from 139 for 1 to 204 all out.
Like this move by the Mutkararabna, bringing Lasit Amuldani from the city and just changing things up. Ideally left arm spinner from the far end with a crosswind or curving in and turning away. And this time Lasit Amuldani a different challenge, leading spin bowler for Sri Lanka.
Just chatting a couple overs ago about Charit Asalanka and the way he started his test career with the reverse sweep for 4. Jermaine Blackwood, his first scoring shots in test cricket. Against New Zealand in 2014 were an edge along the ground through slip for 4 and a 6 over long on. Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. That's beaten the mid off. Another boundary added to the West Indies total.
Just had the feeling Lasit Amuldani did react quite late in this. Could have stopped, but Turang Lakmal at mid-off had no chance. Hit firmly, full toss. Just saying that Lasit Amuldani could have had a better effort out there, trying to save runs of his own bowling.
He was actually dropped after that debut test in 2014, even though he got a half century. And he was in and out of the team very often for about 5 years. And it's only in the last year and a half that he's really establishing himself in the team and as vice captain as well, once more taking the strike to the last ball of the over, 44 without loss.
2 full there, Lasit Amuldani in that over. Third Chinna Chandimal saying to Lasit Amuldani 2 full in Sinhalese.
Numbers may not be the most impressive overall, but in the context of West Indies batting, he's considered one of the best right now, averaging just over 30. The 42 test matches that he would have played before this one, he's missed 21, which reinforces the point that we made earlier about him being in and out of the West Indies team very often, which would have been very unsettling for any player. You come into a team, you get a half century, you're dropped for the next match, you come back in again, get a few more runs, you're criticised for a couple of poor shots, you're dropped again. Those 200s won against England 2015. The other one just a year ago in New Zealand in a losing effort. This was in between overs when he was making the point to Amuldani.
Point was 2 full. Overheard Chinna Chandimal mentioning that. Don't think the Sri Lankan spinners have got the radar right yet. And also the early turn that the West Indians got, don't think Sri Lankans have got it yet. It seems to be settled down a little bit, and also the patience of the Sri Lankans will test now. The young spinning attack, patience very key. We've seen in the past with the grace of Rangan Herad, these guys just kept on bowling dot deliveries when things aren't going your way. And had those Samin Davas those years just bowl one side of the wicket and build the pressure for the spinner. These two spinners have bowled in partnership, bowl maiden overs, bowl dot deliveries. Eventually things will start happening.
I think that's important, being patient. You might take it for granted. Well, you've seen the West Indies do the business with their spinners. They don't do it very often, so you think it might be automatic. You just turn up and wheel the arm over. Take your time. settle into the work. Another sharp single. He's counting deliveries as Jermaine Blackwood. For the third time, he's taken the strike for the next over. 45 without loss.
As Mickey Arthur having a chat with Pial Vijay Tunga, the spin bowling coach, mentioning something to Ramesh Mendis, seems like. Spinners, still not experienced enough in this level when it comes to learning from their own art. The coach has to guide. All these guys play, pretty sure experience will count much more.
Lots of discussion again, information being transferred from the spin bowling coach. Talking about just putting some more revs in it, into the action.
Exactly what I meant in my previous stream. The spinners not trying to just throw it up there, just hold it, give it a rip. That's exactly what Pial Vijay Tunga is mentioning there. Sometimes you won't get the result, it's just a matter of building that pressure, being patient, and continue the good form. And that's the length of Ambulden today. Definitely full delivery have gone for runs. Consistency. The word is consistency. That's Ramesh Mendis carrying that message to Lasith Ambulden. On his young shoulders, a #1 spinner. A lot of responsibility at this age. If someone could do the job, it's definitely Lasith Ambulden. Got all the attributes. And straight away, a good start in this over.
Just getting to reach out to that delivery a bit more. He's not a tall man, is Jermaine Blackwood. A bit of turn, a bit of bounce could have him in trouble. Just 17 overs old, this ball.
Noticeably a dip as well. That shows the amount of reps being given by Lasith Ambulden. That's more like it. Rather than trying to fly it in the air, just bowl it into the wicket. Not that short with that length. There you go, that's much better. Keep containing them and eventually you'll have your reward.
It's certainly not being done with any subtlety. I think everybody's been signalling from beyond the boundary, from within the boundary. They're making it clear what needs to be done, so the West Indies will be aware as well. Maybe they'll take some encouragement from that also. Whenever you reference that term beyond the boundary, it refers to one of the great cricketing bits of writing by a West Indian historian, C.L.R. James, Beyond the Boundary. Considered one of the greatest pieces of cricketing literature, written in 1963. And here in 2021 is 45 without loss.
.45 70 knows West Indies. 3 boundaries. Of singles on offer. It's good running between cricketers as well among Blackwood and Brathwaite, showing the busyness.
Let's hope those rain-bearing clouds stay away as the Sri Lankan spinners try to do what the West Indies spinners did. Hasn't happened too often in the history of West Indies cricket. After 92 years where you've seen all 10 wickets falling to spinners. Happened in this innings. And it won't be a surprise to realize that it's only the 4th time that this would have happened, as you see Pamal with his 5-wicket haul, Warwick on his best figures, Chase with the wicket yesterday. And as you said, it's only the 4th occasion. 3 previous, 1950, no surprise, Ramadan and Valentine. 1956 in New Zealand, Ramadan, Valentine, and Collie Smith, an outstanding all-rounder, sadly died in a vehicular accident. He was seen to be almost on par with the great Sir Garfield Sobers at that time when he lost his life. And then just earlier this year, Cornwall, Warwickon and Brathwaite against Bangladesh. West Indies winning that series 2-0. Collie Smith scored 100 on his test debut and bowled effective off breaks. Lost his life in a vehicle accident involving Sir Garfield Sobers and Tom Dewdney, a young fast bowler. They were in England at the time.
A lot of credit should go to the West Indian spinners, especially losing the first test, coming into this match, the way they performed. Big round of applause. And of the 18th, West Indies 46 for no loss.
Time. Reasonably satisfied with the way things have gone. They won't be complacent. They won't be getting carried away with this by any stretch of the imagination, because they know 204 is some distance away. They already trail 1-0 in the series. They'll be mindful of the vulnerability of the middle order.
Also mindful of has to bat number 4 in this test match. Never easy batting fourth innings. The first innings lead, if they attempt to get, I think it's going to be very, very crucial. Very vulnerable Sri Lankan batting attack. We saw that as soon as things started happening. They collapse in a heap. Saying that, West Indians have got their work cut out.
And there's confirmation of how effective the spinners have been on this trip. This is the most successful for West Indies spinners on a tour of Sri Lanka. This is just 2 test matches. Previously, in 2001, they played 3 test matches. 2010, they also played 3 test matches. The others have been 2 test campaigns, except for the 1993 first ever test. And there's still another innings to come. So they'll extend that record, you think. No one close in there at mid-off.
Slightly uppish. Lucky Blackwood. Karanatha nowhere near. Good stuff. Some encouragement for Lasith Tambulduniya. A little air since the message came from the bowling coach. It's been much better.
Basking in the glow of his performance, Versamy Pomol, from a country that would have produced the likes of Lance Gibbs, outstanding off spinner, held the world record for some time. Jamal Warwickon from Barbados, which may not have the greatest tradition of a spin bowling. Roddy Estwick, fast medium bowler from Barbados as well, bowling coach now.
Put away this.
48 without loss.
That's over.
West Indians not taking too much risk. Being busy. Fly off 204 Sri Lanka. West Indies 48 for no loss. Foundation has been laid. It's important. The settled batsmen continue and get those big scores.
Well, they got an opening stand of 46 in the first innings of the first test just over a week ago. After that, they slumped to 100 for 6 late on day 2. Unplayable. Really, all you can do as a batsman then is just nod, as Blackwood just did to a good delivery.
A dream left arm spinner's delivery. Look at that. Curve in. Off dust, middle on leg, and going over the off stump. Fantastic delivery by the young man. follow up as well. That time much straighter. These good stops. Some pressure being built by the two left-arm spinners. That's not a good sign. Coming from behind the city end of the press box end, we should say.
Turning here, lads!
Look at it here.
Boys, come on!
One that pitched and kicked. Kicked out of a puff of dust there.
Slight explosion. Encouraging for all the spinners in both the teams. The spin bowling coach and the trainer of Sri Lankan team keeping close eye.
Gets that away fine. Slowing up, may not get there. No doubt they'll have a look at this again. Ran 3, but they'll want to have to a check of this yet again. Is it 4, or has he once again taken the strike for the start of the next over? Work from Suranga Lakmal from deep backward square. A lot of running for the senior man to do. Let's see now. Gets the hand down. Looks as if he's done it well. It's all part of the practice these days. Sliding and saving and ensuring you don't touch the boundary cushions before you get the ball out of your hands.
Cambi! Mẹ bộ đây cái mình cái đó nè. Sama. Udah kan nih, teling gawang lihat kawan nih. Tadi. Teling hari ini main kan.
Yeah, magnificent effort by the big fast bowler. Good servant for Sri Lanka cricket for a long time now. Still played Test cricket. Match winning performances. Not much in this series. You understand why? Because of the slowness of the tracks. But saying that someone like a workhorse for Sri Lanka, that effort sums it up for me.
Run. All good. You run inside. Hold on.
Don't start paying tribute to the coach. Mickey Arthur, his farewell test with Sri Lanka as coach.
Yeah, my Jack. My MB.
First 50+ opening stand for the West Indies after 15 test innings. While they pay their respects to the departing coach, the West Indies right now will be delighted with the way they've gone there. But a few narrow escapes, one edge drive by Blackwood that went through Galle, head high.
Second board says, lucky ground nam goal thamai. He said that's Sri Lanka's luckiest ground. That is good stuff, very good stuff by Buldania and Praveen Jaivikrampa. Keeping it quiet for the West Indies.
I like it, Jambi!
His first class career Payal Jatunga. Played with Muthai Muralidharan and Ruwan Kalpaki, 161 wickets. Oh, slightly uppish, no damage done. Has done a lot of work with these spinners as well as in the past. Well reputed coach in Sri Lanka.
Work out boys.
Beats the field and gets a boundary to end the over. 55 without loss.
Loose delivery punished by Blackwood. 39 of 81 deliveries. A regular opener, but still fighting for the West Indian team. and making sure whenever there's a possibility, an opportunity to score runs, he's going to pounce on it.
In the context of Test cricket, they haven't been doing badly at all, not just with the opening stand, but scoring at better than 3 runs per over in this session. Blackwood, small right-hander, capitalizing on that short delivery, making no mistake.
It's really about consistency. Did have a couple of overs keeping the West Indians quiet, and this happens all of a sudden. The pressure which was built is released totally. Now got to regather again.
Brather is a very different customer and tend to take his time. 14 of 48 balls. In contrast, Brathwaite, Blackwood 39 of 81 with 4 fours. And for Brathwaite, it's just another opening partner. There have been so many different partnerships for the West Indies since the breakup of the great Greenwich-Haynes tandem way back in 1991. Myself and statistician Arun were checking it, and I think we came up with 41 different names. Some of them just makeshift. Even Brian Lara opened the batting at one time. Shivnarine Chandapol, Carl Hooper, Richie Richardson as captain once opened the batting for a spell.
Played very well by Craig Brathwaite. Just played down the line, saw it turn, and never moved an inch. There you go. But to be said, but very well bowled by Praveen Jayakam. Started really well from the golf 14 with the wind bring across, being the cause of the curving delivery, and that time is trying to be much quicker and flatter. There you go. So I'm talking about playing down the line, not trying to search for it. It's a good batting hallmark of a batsman who has a plan, a game plan. In Brathwaite's case, is to occupy the crease. West Indies 55 for no loss. Two overs bowled so far. The West Indies innings 55 no loss. Steady start. The two West Indian openers. Sri Lanka still looking for the first wicket. Unsuccessful so far.
We'll have to wait and see if those gathering grey clouds just behind us, beyond the city of Galle, if they get anywhere close to here. Had a light shower during the lunch interval. It was timed perfectly for the cricket. Didn't interrupt play at all. After a day of school, coming to watch some Test cricket, not bad at all.
Galle loves Test cricket. A lot of Test matches plays in Galle. Hardly white ball games. Today the health guidelines, wearing the masks. It's good to see by the young kids. It was a long time situation getting back to school. Pretty sure the boys must be happy. As well as Galle is renowned for some renowned schools around. Richmond, Mahinda, they play a big match. It's more than 100 years. Galle's a lot of Coral. A lot of international players being produced by Richmond as well. Presently we have Charithasa Lanka, Manindu Hasalanga De Silva. All these guys have played through and come a long way. And people in the southern coast loves their cricket. And whenever there is a Test match in Galle, it's full stadium, it's full of support. And this time it's just started after the pandemic, and we still see the passion, the emotion. Just for us, cricket is nothing without these fans, and it's good to have them back, especially the school kids coming and witnessing the Sri Lankan team.
Well, you'll see a lot more of that in the West Indies as well. When things are going well for the home side, good to see the enjoyment is back here at the ground. And he's played that well, he's timed it well and will easily beat Suranga Lakmal, who was escorting it from deepish mid-off, hoping to cut it off, but in vain.
Good shot, very good shot on the gap, around the ground. Shot by Blackwood, very strong through the offside. Suranga Lakmal at mid-off had no chance by setting that short extra cover, and that catching position was in the Fernando. It's good batting by the West Indies.
Come on, Nambi, come on. Come on, boy.
Said here she goes so far for this opening pair, 59 without loss. Continuing to exercise their spinning options. They've got quite a few of them, 3 specialists, and even a part-timer who can do his bit in Dhananjaya De Silva. He's as watchful as ever. He's been there so many times before. He's never really put off Craig Bradford by whatever else is going on around him, or who's at the non-strikers end playing all the shots. He's mindful of his own limitations. Plays very late, as he's doing here.
Good fielding by Padum Nisanka. Keeping just 1 run. Good chase. Seeing them, it reminds me, in Caribbean, the coaches from outside, the fans, I experienced it. And they're on point. The way they express themselves is something that I can never forget.
Got away there as the batting coach Monty Desai is looking on. Do you understand everything though? If you're not entirely familiar with the accent, do you even understand what's being said to you from beyond the boundary?
Not the 100%. I remember the 2007 World Cup final against Australia. I was carrying the water, 12th man. The stands, the coaching given to all our players, how to get good result in that innings. Love touring West Indies.
That experience you would have had in Barbados, which is today celebrating becoming a republic, as we mentioned earlier. Kensington Oval, really the headquarters of the spiritual headquarters of the game in the West Indies. Transformed from the old Kensington Oval to the brand new one for the time for the World Cup 2007. And we've reached a drinks break with the West Indies opening pair still not separated at 60 without loss.
The gods of football are back. rivals forever. Vodafone Test Series, The Ashes, first test starts Wednesday, 8th December, 5:30 a.m.
on Sony Sports Network.
Experience power pack.
But this partnership has been very, very productive for the West Indies. Some very good shots as well.
A couple streaky early on, but as they found their range, they've been very impressive. Sri Lankan bowlers have been a touch too full. I'd say just a touch, because we haven't really seen the same spin as what we saw from the West Indians. Nothing to be taken away from these two West Indian batsmen. They've shown the application that the captain called for after the loss of the first test match, and they richly deserve their partnership of 60, but still a long way to go on a surface that can change in a heartbeat.
Contrary to what most people expected, the Sri Lankan spinners haven't been able to really come into their own. Haven't seen the amount of spin that otherwise we would have seen or expected at Galle, particularly looking at the way the West Indians bowled, Warrican and Permaul. Spun the ball a lot, got plenty of turn. But here, for the Sri Lankans bowling, it's just been the rare delivery that has turned, but generally, it's been pretty predictable. Brathwaite on strike. Yes, you're right. I mean, there have been some deliveries that have been a little bit too full, allowing the batsman to get on the front foot, just get as close as possible, not allowing the ball to turn or respond off the surface.
Oh, ball, Andy!
Yeah, and again, you've got two very different batters at the wicket. You've got Blackwood, who's very short in stature, and Brathwaite is a fairly tall man. So the length changes depending who's on strike. You can't just bowl the same length to both batters. What Brathwaite may play forward to, Blackwood could play back.
Needs to find that length. There's been two lengths, basically, either big short or full. Haven't really found the batsman pushing forward. More like it, that's more like it. But still, I think you need to pull it back just a little bit. Just get him drawn forward a bit. Just through quicker. It is a contrasting batting display by the West Indians. If you looked at the way they batted in the first game, that was pushed through quicker, stayed down a little bit as well. I must say that the footwork has been far more decisive. 60 without loss.
Ideal start after wickets tumbled this morning. 5 for Veerasamy Permaul, 5 for 35 in just 13 overs, and he's returned to international cricket. Brathwaite's had to work hard, unbeaten on 15. The Blackwood runs have come a little bit easier. He's had more of a strike, to be fair.
Well, that picture is not very pretty. Plenty of grey clouds in the background. The problem for the spinners, Sri Lankan spinners, is that they haven't really found that turn. West Indians had plenty of it. They just kept dropping it in the right areas. So the delivery is turned off the straight almost.
I think you're being a little bit impatient. I think you forget that Sri Lanka were over 100 without loss. In that, yes, there was a little roller used. We don't know. Did that have an effect on it? Is it the length that has been a little bit indifferent? But it can change very, very quickly. Javed Ram is quite a round arm, left arm spinner. In contrast to the other left arm spinners, a little bit more over the top.
Jayavikrama to me still seems to be in that white ball mode, because he did play a lot of T20 cricket before he came into this test match. He looked pretty different when he made his debut against Bangladesh. That is better. Certainly had a little bit more energy in the delivery, the ball dropping.
His seam position is just not in that conventional left arm spinner's seam position where the ball sort of goes towards first slip. I say the seam goes towards first slip. It's more undercutting than anything else. 60 without loss. And that highlights the point beautifully about how quickly things can change. 106 without loss, then one goes down, and the rest is history.
Yeah, this will demonstrate the fact that with one wicket, it's quite possible to get a few more. As this innings panned out, just 98 runs. And 9 wickets. But it's that wicket, that elusive wicket that Sri Lanka has been searching for. They've tried hard, they've tried different things. Not even a semblance of a chance. I think just once when there was a square cut that just brushed the cap of Lanka in the Galle. And also the slowness, I think, of the surface. Now that ball wasn't short. I love Bradford time to get on the back foot.
Many times we talk about the use of the feet of a batter, and we think, well, that just means coming down the wicket. Sometimes use of the feet is using the depth of the crease. That's what Brathwaite seems to have done well up until now.
I think there was thunder. That build-up is quite nasty. I believe the build-up, it's right behind us. balls a go. Suddenly. It's serious now. It's serious. It's certainly Kumar Dharmasena bowling. Bowler stopped in his stride. Safely negotiated. 60 without loss. Just an easy single. There was a string of dots. Sri Lankan spinners were trying to build that pressure they were trying to create. Blackwood was quick and smart, quickly got across to the other side with that single. Extra cover comes in, saving the one. In fact, about halfway. The others on the leg side saving one. Short extra cover on the drive.
What I'm not noticing around the ground here, Roshan, is there's no ground staff, and they tend to know the weather a lot better than most of us.
You're right, you're spot on actually. If you see the movement of the ground staff, irrespective of what condition it may prevail, then you've got to be concerned. Last delivery, just pitching in line. Push through a little bit quicker. They're fine, they're relaxed. They're not worried about anything. They're more worried about Mickey Arthur. That has to be close. That has to be, it is given. Well, he's referring it straight away. So he doesn't think it's out. So let's see.
When a batter goes upstairs so quickly, there's normally the thought of an inside edge.
Review for ABW.
The original vision is out. He walks
it's
down
a fair delivery.
Consults with his
Please start with the front on spin vision. Appears to pass close to the bat. Give me Alfred to confirm whether there is any bat involved.
And roll hog 3.
Alfred coming. Roll it. Keep rolling it to the pad. Yes. It's a flat line when the ball passes. The bat. Confirm no bat involved. Ball tracking when it's ready, please.
Okay, when it's ready, I'll do it here. Okay, stand by hog 1 and roll hog 1.
Stand by, guys. Here we go. Ball tracking coming up. Original vision is out. Pitching in line, impact in line, and wicket sitting. Pitching. You can stay with your original vision. I will let you know when you're on screen. You're on screen now. You can make a clear signal now.
That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it, HD? Considering the fact that the batsman was pretty unanimous in his review. Anyway, he's gone for 44, 62 for 1. Aggression. Yes, that there was an inside edge, so you got to go with the available evidence. And that's gone for 4. Short and wide. That was a poor delivery to start the over. Bradford very good off the back foot.
Use of the feet. Just the push off the front foot, then uses the depth, almost standing back onto his stumps, and creates a little bit of width by clearing that left leg of his. Lovely shot. Outfield's quick now.
That's a mistake most spinners tend to make. You're searching for turn, you sometimes go down the leg side and eventually just play into the hands of the batsman, and that's what happened. Bradford just easily working through mid-wicket. See that boundary, look how deep he gets on the crease. He's very good off the back foot. He's good to try and convert those deliveries that are even a touch short. He makes it look far worse by his feet movement. That's a pretty picture, that's quite beautiful. It's a pretty busy lane for merchant ships. You would see almost every hour, every 2 hours you will find a ship passing. That's in line. The wicketkeeper was pretty vocal. Abulenia thinks it's close, they're having a word. Yeah, they're going to refer it, I think. Yes, they have. They have.
TV umpire director, we have a player review for every W. The original decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. Please start with front on spin vision. He appears to pass close to the bat. Give me outrage to confirm whether there is any bat involved. Outrage coming on. Roll it. Roll it, please. Pass the bat. The bat confirmed. It's a flat line when the ball passes. The bat, no bat involved. Give me ball tracking when it's ready. Stand by, guys. Waiting for ball tracking. Coming up, original decision is not out. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets missing. Ruchi, Kumar, you can stay with your original decision. I will let you know when you're on screen. Yeah.
I like the reaction of Abulenia when that decision was made. They were all looking at the giant screen. He doesn't believe it. His reaction was really nice. Another look. Nearly bouncing and going over the stumps. And look at Abulenia, look at Abulenia. He doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it. Ah, look at him as well.
Just saying, when last the ball go over the top in goal? Yeah, I think the other thing is that when it misses the top of the stumps, you now lose your review. And I think in these conditions, you want to hang on to your reviews as long as you can, because there's going to be plenty of these close shouts.
Oh, now that.
68 for what?
Oh, those pictures are...
a rain or there are quite a few crews that have been deployed at different ends of the ground. Just for convenience, it is very well planned, I must say. Even the covering of the ground is done so methodically. Moving the water or shifting the covers, it's done. I thought. And they go through for a quick single. That's poor cricket. That is really poor cricket on the part of the fieldsman. There wasn't a single, but Ambulvenia was a little bit slow off the blocks. They're ready. That's a lower arm. That is the one he tries to push into the right hander. And some turn. He would have preferred to have it a little bit fuller. Turn from a better length rather than where it eventually did. The ground staff now is quite keen to come. I think that is an indication that the rain is almost in the vicinity. The umpires have decided to go off. The ground staff just making sure that they are on the ground before the rain appears. It is pretty ominous. And they are making sure that all the important areas of the ground is taken care of. And starting with the playing square.
Well, an attritional session so far, in that the West Indies got away at the beginning, and then the Sri Lankan bowler just tightened things up a bit. Not a great deal of turn on offer for them. Luckmal did take the new ball and swung it just ever so slightly, but there was the introductions of spin very, very quickly, and it's been accurate in the last 45 minutes, and they've built up enough pressure, and they've got reward, have Sri Lanka. They got their first wicket. They had a Blackwood LBW, and the captain, though, he stands firm. Brathwaite, he's not out 22 as the ground staff proceed to cover the entire playing surface.
It is pretty dark. It could be only a matter of minutes before the rain really shows up over the ground. We did have a short, sharp burst during the lunch break, but then there was sunshine, so we did feel that that was the last of the rain we were going to see in the day, but it's not to be. There's every possibility that we might have more, considering that the cloud build-up is pretty nasty in the background. And we've spoken about the local knowledge of the ground staff, and they're taking no chances. And that picture actually tells you that it is not looking good.
It was Jarwik Rama who made the breakthrough, trapping Blackwood LBW. He did go upstairs, reviewed the decision, but the decision was 100% correct.
Tried hard. Ambulvenia, none for 35, just 3 overs for Mendes. Jayavikrama, the only wicket taker, 1 for 11. And Luckmal at the top, just 4 overs for 16 runs. That's the match summary. Sri Lanka dismissed this morning for 204. Got to see some fine bowling by the West Indian spinners, but the compliment hasn't been returned by the Sri Lankans. West Indies looking solid at 69 for 1, with the threat of rain being recognised by the umpires, and play has been suspended. Should be back at that time.
Dede Bunny. Bunny.
Of the second test match, Sri Lanka versus West Indies, happening at the Galle International Stadium. Well, there was some overnight rain and play starting a little bit early, but still the pitch looked quite dry, and obviously lots of people felt that the pitch will start, as we all know, assist the spinners. And Sri Lankan captain
and the West Indies. Just a reminder that Sri Lanka won the toss and decided that they would have a bat first. No surprises there. A couple of changes to the team. Kemar Roach comes in for Shannon Gabriel. Raheem Cornwall goes out for Veerasamy Permaul. And Salazano, well, he's still struggling with a concussion, and so Shai Hope keeps his place in the side. It's the first test match in 5.5 years for Veerasamy Permaul. There is a debutant for Sri Lanka. Asalanka comes in for the seamer.
Here we go, Kemar Roach.
That's a lovely shot for 4. Beautifully played.
A friendly half ball to start with. Pathum Nissanka right over it, down the ground. Good start by the young man, just an older. Pitching it up to check whether that any swing. That time there's only one seeing the bat swing.
Gentle, wasn't it? Gentle. Holder, a very tall man. Nissanka, very short. And often batters don't get forward to tall, fast bowlers. They play a little bit from the crease, but it was a good stride from the right-hander.
Holder did bowl really well in the previous test match. Was steady. Had some players hopping as well with the bounce. Talking about the ground staff this morning and even the previous test match, the work they've done is fabulous to keep everything under control and have dry conditions start as soon as the rain stops. These gentlemen should be applauded.
Yeah, I find it absolutely amazing how they managed to get all those covers off and within an hour of playing. Vacant third man, that'll run away.
Nice ball by Kemar Roach for a nice line and length. Corridor of uncertainty. This time Pathum Nissanka managing to play with softer hands all around the ground. Just the start the youngster needed.
More runs. The outfield is fairly quick. Good bit of fielding. Good bit of fielding. Bonner, the man.
Pull again by Kemar Roach. He's leading into it. Didn't time it really well. It's good enough to get 3 for Dimut Karunaratne.
That's gone fine. Will be leg bars, 4 of them.
Another good start by the West Indies so far. It's been runs in the offside as well as in the leg side. This time spraying down. Jason Holder, leg buys, just helping it away. Sadly, Nikiyata's final game for Sri Lanka. You all know it's going to be the cricket director, Derbyshire County. Done a wonderful job with Sri Lanka. A lot of youngsters showing, letting their opinion know on social media how sad they are to see Mickey go.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job here. I know that the end of the fourth over, 20 without loss. I certainly know in that series against India earlier on in the year, that one-day series, is that there was a lot of criticism that was levelled at Mickey Arthur as the team struggled. But I tell you what, during that World Cup, they just looked as though they were a team that was starting to come together, and they found some real exciting fast bowlers. So when Sri Lanka play away from home, they'll be really competitive in that department.
Ball, nicely ball. There you go. Perfect length, perfect line. Patton did follow it. That's the consistency level. Got to bowl more and more.